Hello everybody, this is Sonya. I'm in Australia. Welcome to any new subscribers or anybody that hasn't been to seen my channel before. I do lots of different craft stuff and I really enjoy teaching and showing you what I'm doing. Thank you to everybody who has subscribed to my channel and hanging in there with me for all these years. Thank you so much. Anyway, so we're still working on this for the bag I'm going to make, and I'll show you how to do that when I get to that bit, and I'm sorry it's taking me a little while. Last time I was doing this, I glued the ends of these, put a little bit of glue on that because I didn't want it to fray, because it was fraying really seriously on its piece here, see? So I had to put a bit of glue on it, and then on either end, and then I stuck it on a pin and put it in the pin cushion, and I've searched for ages this morning, couldn't find it till I looked at the pin cushion. There it was. I put it there to be safe, see? Yeah, well. Anyway, so this is too long. Got a piece of thread here that's way too long. I'm going to put this on here, and then I'll see if I can show you a few different stitches for working on this today, or we'll just go along and see whatever we can do. Actually, I think I'm going to show you a few things on my way doing this, because instead of putting up a different separate video, I bought a few bits and pieces yesterday. When I say that, I've got not a was it yesterday? Yeah, I bought a couple of things, but actually I don't think I brought one of them in here with me, because I'll just show you as we go along what we're doing, if we've got to use any of it. My poor cat's upset now because my husband's gone outside and left him. He's very needy. Animals. Yeah, they're very needy. Yeah, so I had to go into the shops again because, well, you do. There's always something that you've got to get, that you've missed, and so I did that. Yeah, I think I'll end that off there because I want to put something down on here, and then I've got to do down this piece here. I'm going to sneak across the back. I'll go across here, sneak over this way. It's behind there, so it's not a big, you don't want a big loopy thread behind it if you can help it. You want to just go across and just pick up the back piece that you you want. Now, I don't know if I want to do that. Yes, I'll just do this with a plain piece, this plain cotton. It's just a bit of cotton that you use on the sewing machine, whatever you. And I don't necessarily use white all the time. I use this. This is nice, like a calico colour. Hey, it's really cool. Goes with most things. Oh well, unless you're doing something that you can see your thread. I want to go underneath this, so I might actually put that down and then come up here and make sure that this pink piece is on the top, because I haven't cut that very straight, have I? It doesn't matter, you know. You just do your best you can do, and that's good. So I want to put that down on the top of there. These little bits here that you can see. Lift up, please. Thank you. It's going to fray on me now. Definitely have to do something down this to neaten it up a bit. You can have it a little bit raggedy if you like. Some people like that sort of effect on things, you know. I don't think that, you know, just because it's handmade, though, you don't have to make it raggedy. You can if you want to. So everybody's got a different taste in things. Now, have I sewn that down? Not really. I better get a coloured thread on here and do something, eh? So that we can just caught that. If you wanted to, you could put a little bit of glue stick on some of them to hold them down, but you don't want to put it anywhere near where you're going to be sewing, because then you have to sew through the glue stick, and that wouldn't be fun at all, I don't think. So in this part here, I'm thinking about dealing with that next, and I tried to keep the same sort of cottons together here. Look, as you can see, it's a bit straggy, but we've got it all the same. So in here, I think I might just keep it down on the pink. Maybe a little light blue, maybe that'll look alright. Yeah, this light blue might look alright, although I do like this shiny one. I do like the shiny one as well. No, I'll get this one. I like to embellish with something that's a bit more. Look at me. I get myself into a cobbly mess. I'll use it, don't worry, eventually. I'll just try this for a start and see what we think. Okay, you've probably seen me do these stitches before, because over the years I've done a fair few, you know. Not real keen on that needle, it's just the threads keep coming unthreaded, and it's not a good look at all for me. This is good. I don't like them when they're too thick though, because they get a little bit harder to push through then. You just got to find the right needle, and it's just a matter of, this one might be a bit thinner, just a matter of, hang on, I've had this one threaded. Well, I probably used it, I might go with this one, but, excuse me, a bit of a frog there. Anyway, so now we're in Australia, and it's a nice day out there. Yesterday, when I was going into the town, it was really warm. I thought, oh dear, I wore too many clothes. You know, I had a long sleeve top on it and a big woolly jumper. But when I got there, or when I was coming home, I should say, it was extremely cold, so I wasn't wrong at all. Okay, so I'm going to start here, and I'm going to try and do this bit of stitching. I'm trying to think what this is called. And I'm going to go as close to the pink here as I can without always try to hold your work straight, you know. Don't want it to be all, with every stitch you put through, check your work, even if you're doing it just by looking at it, or making sure that it's all going to be properly, you know, straight and not puckering up. You need to have your stitches secure. This might be herringbone stitch, I think. You need to have your I think it is. You need to have your stitches secure, but you don't want them too tight. You don't want them pulling your work. That's not going to help you at all. It's not going to make you happy, because then you're going to have to pull it undone. Well, I would. You know me. I just have to pull it undone. So you just go across there. Oops, there's must be lots of pieces of fabric through that bit. That's another thing you got to look at. You might do a lot of thicknesses that you got to go through. So when you're doing that, try not to pull it too tight, so it's nice like that is. I might even take another row of that down there. I don't know yet. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some little crosses out. Hang on, I'm down here. Let's start down here. I'll just put some little crosses around the birdie. You know, just make a little cross. There. Come up. Make a cross. Go back down there. Okay. This one doesn't have to be quite on the... Just go just little stab stitches you're pretty much doing. You just come up and make it, turn it into a cross stitch. So, well, it is a cross stitch, but then we go up a bit under here. We do another one. I don't do plans. You know I don't do plans. I just go with whatever my needle says. Me cotton, the piece of work that I'm working on, just needs a bit of something around this bird. It can't be too bare, but then you don't want to make it too heavy either, you know. Make it nice and so it doesn't take over the birdie. You don't want to take it over the birdie. Okay, so we'll put one in here, look. This looks like this is a little horseshoe, doesn't it? But it isn't, but that's what it looks like. And we'll put it across in there. Because when you're doing slow stitching, it doesn't have to just be straight. The stitches that are just straight all the time, like all the straight stitches, are called burrow stitch. And it's a thing that you put all over your work. I've done a few like that. It's all straight stitches all over your work. Whether you do them in some sort of pattern or, you know, like a round or whatever. Maybe that one might be too big, I hope not. I don't want to go too close to the edge anyway, because that's going to be in the seam. I'll put one up here. Hope you can see what I'm doing. I'm not paying attention to this. I've got myself leaning right up on the table. I don't know why, but anyway, I'm comfortable, I suppose. Got here, and this is the space I'm sitting in. Now, I'm taking rather big stitches in the back, so I've got to be careful I don't pull them too tight. But if you stopped and handed off every one of these, it'd take you forever, and your thread would just run out really quick. You know, there'd be... So it looks like the birdie's up in the stars, doesn't it? Except it's not dark. Yes. Okay. And I'm nearly run out of thread anyway. That's something that you need to... If you get that close down to the bottom, unless you haven't got any more, you know, you don't want to play around with it because it's going to do what it just did then, keep coming unthreaded. And, so I don't know if I had anything interesting to... Well, I do. Okay, I'll tell you about the pharmacist fella. Ah, dear. I don't know if I told you about the first they have a person who is you call them, you know, when they just come there to take over for somebody else for a while. You know, the doctors get them all the time. Oh. Anyway, so I go to my chemist and get my tablets, and I never like to have the ones that are generic. I want the real thing, because I just do. You know what I mean? I just do want the real thing, because years ago I had an experience where the thing that wasn't the real thing, the coating on it, I was I was allergic to it or something, they thought, because the different pills were making me not better but worse, you know. That was a really long time ago. So for that time, I've always stuck to the fact that I want to get the actual pill, you know. I mean, people will say to me, and you probably do think that I'm wrong, but it says same as. It doesn't say it's it. It says it's the same as, but that still could be my brain, but that did actually happen. So therefore, now I'm not going to accept anything that's not, you know, I'm prepared to pay for it. If you want to buy the right medication, you need to pay for it. And I've been on one of these tablets for many, many years, that I get the same brand all the time. So this fella who was working at the pharmacy, I told him, he laughed one day about me wanting the most expensive thing. And I said to him, I wanted to, you know, because that's what I wanted. And I said, and I think I have the right to buy what I want. Anyway, yesterday when I went up there to get me tablets, these ones that I'd been on for ages, and, you know, I could see that he was handing me this. They put your stuff in a basket, like, you know, your prescriptions, in a basket and bring them out to you, and then you give them the money and whatever, you know. Anyway, it's only little baskets, not big ones, and bigger than your hand, but they have that, I suppose, so they know what's going where. Anyhow, he's coming towards me with it, and I said, they're not mine. He said, your name's Sonya, is it? And I said, yes. I said, but they're not the brand that you always get. And I said, he said, they're the same as. I said, yeah, well, I'm sure we've had this conversation before. And he turned around and he went and he changed them. And I thought, he must have thought I was old and stupid or something. Always a pushy man. He was a pushy man. I suppose you might think I am, but I think I have the right. And I said to him the last time we had this little get-together was that I have the right, don't I, to buy what I want? I said, you can't tell me which medication to take. The doctor's put the name of the stuff there, and the doctor didn't give Sonya the same as, or whatever. So, he's a bit of a, yeah, I'm going to end this off, but I'm going to put another stitch over there. A locum, that lady said to me, that's right. He's a locum, and I thought, well, he's got his own way about him, hasn't he? But our pharmacy was owned by these same people for so long, and they sold not long ago. I think she retired, and it's not the same anymore. You know, things just go, people just come in and just change things, and it's just not the same. Even a lot of the staff are gone now, a whole heap of the staff, because they really had about 30-something staff members, which they probably needed because they're really busy, and you have to have sort of different times with shifts and stuff like that. And it's a bit sad, you know, because we have one more pharmacy in the town, and I'm planning on thinking I'm taking my stuff up there because I don't need this rubbish. I don't need to be arguing with people. It's not like well, I'm sort of arguing because I want what I want to buy. I'm getting what I want to pay for, and that's what I want, you know, because the last time he gave me some antibiotics, they didn't really work either because they were the same as a generic brand. And I know my body, and I know what's happening with it, and we all do after we get a bit older. We've been there and done that, and we know what's going on. But anyway, I've even got them to put a note on my page or whatever they have there for me, not to give me the wrong one, because then I'll just make you take it back. I mean, it's just how it is. But anyway, that's looking pretty cool, isn't it, you reckon? Yeah, maybe you can see that. I'm a bit impressed with that myself, even though I am doing it myself, but if you don't like your work, you know, what's the point, I guess. Now, I need to do a bit around these ones here as well, don't I? Whether I'd put the same thing or not, I don't know. Or I could put some beads. I might have to have a mouthful of water because I think I've drank all my coffee. Put that over there. Now, what else happened to me? Anything exciting? I don't think so. Don't think there's anything else. I just had to deal with that. We don't have any tissues in Parks in Woolworths. Everybody's buying all the tissues. I think they're having trouble manufacturing them something. I don't know what's going on, but so I've been buying just a plain serviette because I used to use the tissues to wipe my hands and that when they were used as like a serviette anyway. The only reason I changed from using serviettes to tissues was because you could flick the tissues out of the box. The serviette, you can't do that with. But anyway, and I wipe my glasses with them and everything, you know, if I need to clean them. I should use this thing, but, you know, when you're sitting there doing something, Sonya doesn't take the time to do other sorts of things. Now, I've got this one here that's variegated. I'm thinking about putting it in with that, but look at me going towards the pink really fast here. But it doesn't matter, you've got to have lots of different good colours in, don't you? I was thinking about doing something down along here, not necessarily interfering with it at all, because I wanted to leave that look. I might have to just fasten it down with this colour, so we'll do that. I'll do that. We haven't got too far to go and we can turn it into a bag. I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm going to have a gusset in it because it's not very big. and there's not much, I'm trying to get this, sorry, and there's not much good making it if you can't use it, is it really? You know, you could use it for a display thing, I suppose, but we'll put a gusset round it here, around the outside and the bottom, and as far as I know, that's what we're going to do. And then put a nice little long handle on it so you can wear it on your side, you know, put it on your shoulder and display your work if you like, whatever you want to do. Okay. I'll just fasten that to there. Then I'm going to make some little feather stitches. Hey, let's do that down here. If I go there, come back in that one. Like that, that's not really little, is it? It doesn't matter. And I'll go in this part and I'll come back up here. I'm just going to make straight, just one line instead of taking them out to the side too far. I think I'm going to make it too big. Don't like it too big. I'm going to get rid of that. I'll take it out from this end, it's quicker. From the start end, where I started. I bought myself these yesterday. These are suture tweezers. Because every time I go and buy tweezers, I can't get any that's going to go together, you know, the ends. So I bought these when I was at the pharmacy yesterday. I just need to keep them handy and not lose them. Now I'm making a knot in the bottom of this, and I do mine by wrapping it around my fingers, so it's not very easy, it doesn't turn out very nice, so I can't show you really what I'm doing. It doesn't turn out very good, I don't think. Now, let me see. If I take it through here, right, through that one over the blue, back up over the blue, there, and then go over here. You probably want to come up in line with the, move the scissors. Oops, I unhooked that. That's a bit better. It doesn't look much smaller, but it is. And then over this bit here, each loop, that bit, wrap that round, through there, go over here, goodness, go over here. Hubby's making bread again. I suppose the loaves aren't very big, but he had, actually, that was a few days. It's been a while since I come on here and was talking about making it before anyway, so. Yeah, so I don't know what the price of the, let's go up too far, Sonya. I don't know what the price of this lettuce was today, but they were really, remember the other day they were about $12 each or something, some rubbishing amount. It's ridiculous. I think that looks pretty cool, doesn't it? I'm trying to, so you can still see all the bits and pieces that we got here. I'm trying to do that so you can see the colour of the blue. I don't want to cover over too much. And these little holes in there. I'm going to hold your work up like that, and then your what's the name, cotton will fall down, and it should unravel and spin around with the needle, so you can just keep going on. Because if you're doing something that's twisting backwards and forwards, it'll cobble up like that on you. So okay. This is working okay, alright. Except this is doing a lot of twisting around, isn't it? Very twisty around this one. I think this might have got bigger as I went further down there, didn't it? Oh no, it's not too bad. If I've got enough to do this, only just make the stitch and then thread your needle. Come on, get through there. Now take it through to the back. All right. Now I'm not going to do the same on the other side because I think it might be too much, but I need to put a bit of pink down this way too now. Nice colours. Isn't it pretty? I'm not even timing this. I don't even believe I didn't look at the clock. Anyway, I know what time I come in here, so I didn't start till a little while after I was in here, so I'm going to have an idea. I'd like to fix this one up now because it seems to be, I don't know what it's doing really. Is this sewed down? Yep, oh good. I'll fix that later. This is going to actually be in the seam too by the look of it, which is a shame. I thought I'd use just the, no, it'll be in the seam and that's alright. We can handle that. So that'll go down there. Because you need about you'll lose a bit of these bits, but it'll be okay. When I was putting it there the first time, I was thinking about making a journal cover, but it's a little bit wide for ones I do, and I said, oh, if you people want me to do a bag, so I'm going to do a bag out of it. Now that needs something serious on it because there's a hole. Let me see, look at this. I'm going to put that there. Although they'll be sitting on top of that now, so we can't. Because you can see here where this is not attached there. See that? This is sitting up still. I haven't worked on that yet. Maybe I should do so I don't forget about that. What do you reckon? Righto, I'll do that, but I won't. I don't want to do it too dark because I don't want to I don't want to get it to go away from what I've got there. I've got this bit here that's variegated blue, and I think I might just use that to put this piece down with. Do two strands. So I don't think I've got any other one there. No, do two strands, I think. I think I'm going to be able to see one enough to be happy with that. Oh yes, I will. I don't want it to make a big impact, if you understand. I just want it to be there. Just want it to be there. So I've got a smaller needle, tiny one. Right. And now I'm going to make a very nice little neat buttonhole stitch along here. I'll incorporate this into it. Because I want it sewn down. I'm going to go under the yellow. I hope this helps you a bit when you go to do your own, you know, of ideas and what sort of stitches to use and how to hold that down without it. Look, it's not taken away from this other one at all, is it? From the, because I really like the squares in this, and this is not gonna. It's gonna fix it without taking away from it. It's just like it's part of the piece, isn't it? Really, and it is. Pick up the yellow, don't get him caught. Whoops. I'll have to put a couple more beads here and there on this too as we're going along. A couple of buttons maybe. Just bits and pieces, you know, that you can put on these things because you need a little bit of bling, don't you? That looks good, and I'll do the other side and that'll hold that down too. Okay, so you need to see and make sure that everything's caught and connected. I've actually tacked it down with little stitches to start with when I first put it on there. This is going to make it tidy and keep it in place. I have to do a bit on this flower too to see what that's going to be like when I've... Of course I look at things and I go, well, I'll just leave that a minute just because I've got to wait and see what's going on around things first before I do any bit more with it. This is holding all your little straggy bits in now, isn't it? So, won't have many more there. It's hooked. Unhook that. There. I've decided I'm going to do a video on a couple of things that I bought because I don't know, I just feel like I've got to... What, we got something caught now. Can't have that. It won't be good. Come on, come through there. Please. There it is. Now, I want to go up this other side, but I don't think I've got enough thread here, so I'm going to end this off, make a quick run up the other side. Doing the same thing. So if you can see that there, what I've done, see that in there? Makes it tidy and blends in good. And I'm not going to worry about that tiny bit of space there. That's okay. You can have a little bit of space. It's only you can, you know, it's up to yourself what you want to do with it. But I can't disguise that in any way unless I put it, because I suppose I could put some little beads in that hole there, and there, and there, and there, and there, and there. There you go. Look at that. See, it work. It does itself, doesn't it? It works itself out. Yeah. Now do this side. I'm going to start down here on the bottom. Fasten that down. So we're just doing a blanket stitch along these things, okay? Along the side of this to make it look nice without covering over our good pieces of fabric that we're using. I think I said when I first started this that you could put these on here. If you couldn't embroider around these things, you could use the pieces of embroidery off your saved hankies or serviettes or doilies or whatever had embroidery on them, and you can do that. But then we're adding this too as well, so you don't have to do this if you can't do embroidery, but you can learn from me because I'll show you. I'll show you how. But then see, I joined some of these too with the lace, so you can do that as well, and you just have to sew the lace on. You don't have to decorate this as much as what I am. I feel like I just have to put a bit of work into things myself. I like to. I enjoy doing this. Adding these things to it and making it my own unique particular piece, eh? Definitely is. It won't be any more the same. It'll be very, very surprised if there was. Because I don't know about you, but I'm quite partial to being an individual myself. Yeah, I am. Right, what are we doing here? Don't pull it too tight, it'll pucker up there, and you don't want it to happen, Sonya. Now I'm actually getting a bit of the pink underneath it, but I don't care about that. It's not going to worry me at all. It's okay. It's fine. I've got it sitting out the other side, and you know, it just depends how the stitch lands on there, I guess. But it looks okay. I like it. I'm pleased with it. Might even use the bag. I don't know though, because unless you're only going to put a phone or a little, like, people don't even carry money these days. I don't think. I do, but we have to, I think. But some people don't have purses, I mean. Do they? I have a purse with all the bits and pieces in it, because young ones, I guess, they have theirs all in their phones. I used to... I don't think I'll be doing that. I don't know. If I have to, one day I might have to, but you know, you just have to carry a phone now. You don't have to have a bag. I do. I need a tissue and I need a drink of water. So I need to have a handbag of some sort. But I wouldn't be putting my drink of water into this, I wouldn't imagine. I'm actually looking at a really nice bag that I've seen, and I know I should make my own, but you know what? I want one of these that I've seen, and I'll show you one day when I get it. It's, I'll show you one day. It'll probably be a while down the track yet. Have to save me little doubloons, won't I? Because I won't be able to if I don't. Anyway, I'll have to have more water. Really thirsty. The medication that I take just makes me so thirsty. It is a bit annoying. Okay, so I've just had a bit of an idea here. I'm looking at my stuff up on top of this cupboard in front of me. I've got bows. But would I have the right one? I wonder. If I wanted to use a bow on here. These were gifted, some of these were gifted to me. I don't... Oh, look at this. Doesn't that look nice? Well, I do like that. It might be a tiny bit big though. Don't know. So the bag's going to be going this way, alright? And this is really pretty. This is really pretty. Do we need a different colour? Maybe. What about the one with the checks on it? Because I thought, now, I don't know if I'll be able to use these, but I can. Look at that. That's nice, isn't it? Or even there. But then you got your butterfly. You don't want to really put him out of the picture. But then again, too, now I'm thinking that this needed a bit more different colours in it, you know? That's what I'm thinking. It didn't have the right... Anyway, I've got the ability, and I've got a bow maker, so I should be able to make my own. It's not even hard to make a bow anyway if you get a... Well, that's not... Look, this has got little feet on it. Look at that. You can see little feet. See a little foot. There's his toes. And here's another bit of it. Look at that. Isn't that cool? So they've made this one out of a foot. And I like it. It looks pretty there. It's very pretty there, actually. Only thing is, I don't want it to be caught in the seam. And I'm going to leave it so it sits up a bit, because that'll give it a bit more appeal or dimension or something. Do I use that one, or do I use something else? I think that's there, but it's a bit laid back a bit, if you know what I mean. It's not right in your face. It's not smacking you in the face. Okay. We're going to use that one, I think. Hope I put everything else back in here, did I? Good. I'm starting to get a little tiny bit untidy, but not too bad. It's a little tiny bit. Oh, keep forgetting I own those things. I don't know why I do, but I keep forgetting they're there. I'm going to put them somewhere else so I can see them. Yes, I do like that. And it's got little feet on it. Now I need to turn this just a tiny bit that way and that tiny bit that way. So let's deal with that as we put it on. We'll sew it on there, eh? And it's going to be nice. I do like that. Now a nice piece of thread on a needle, and we've got that here already. So I just roll my cotton around my finger and then push it back and pull it down like that, okay? That's how I do mine. If you didn't get that, you might have to rewind it. So this is actually a bead needle this is on, but that doesn't matter because it'll go through pretty good. Now I need it there because I want it to be still in or on the bag. Oh, it looks like this there. Show me a look. So I'm going to turn this under. Which is a shame really that I have to do that, but unless I can think up a way that I can put that panel onto there, the side bit, without having to take away from me. Probably should have left a bit to start with. That would have been the idea. So if you haven't started yours yet, how about you leave a little bit on the side for the seam allowance. So that'll tuck right under there like that. Okay, so I'll have me flower, me bow there, like that. I think, a little bit over here. That'll look better, won't it? It'll, yeah. This one, this here needs something, seriously, but I think I might have to put this over here. I do like this little bow, so I'm going to use it. It's a different thing to put on, isn't it? Now I'm going to fasten down the piece at the back. I'm going to put some stitches around the outside here. Oh well, not on, just little stab stitches around to hold it on so it doesn't go anywhere. Okay. Now I want to take this down here a bit so it's not so straight, if you get me meaning. How about that? Righto, so I'm coming to come across here. I'm going to sneak a fair bit of, this is going to be a big stitch, so I'll show you what I'll do with that in a minute. Now you're going to have to come up through here, through the middle. And go down as close as you can so you can't see the stitch that much. You can see it a bit, but not as... Come on. Okay. Here we go. I do like that. I do like it. And I'm spreading it out a bit further up over here so I can make like so it's a bowy shape. It is a bow shape. Look at that. It's a bow shape. Now, see where I've done all these big loopy bits? If I go across the back of it and I fasten them down with a couple of stitches by going over the top of them, and not going through to the front of course, and that'll just hold them down so that things won't get looped in them and they won't pull too tight. You know what I mean? You're not going to pull up your work if you go over the back and just hold them down. It's a tiny bit extra work, but it's worth it in the long run because you don't want to get something caught in it and pull it all up and that'll pucker it up and it won't be any good to you. There we go. Now I might have to put it down a bit flatter because I'm not really sure I'm keen on having it up too high. Come on. doing this long stitch again, the bag. I have to fix it. It's not very bow-like now, is it? Oh, yes, it still is. It depends what way you look at it, eh? I'm going to fix that up there after I'm doing the next stitches near it. Right. Now, that didn't work, did it? I'll leave it there for a little while, but I don't think it turned out how I wanted it to be. You can't see that it's a bow as much as what I'd like it to be. So I'm going to cut that out. I might as well do it now so you can see what I'm doing. I mean, I'm going to take it off because I'm not real keen on it. You've got to have the ability to pick undone as far as I'm concerned. You've got to do that. You can't, like I look at that and I go, what is that? So therefore, I'm going to have to take it off, eh? Like, come on, out you come. There you go, look at that. That's off. Right, it was off in more ways than one, I guess. Now, let me try this again. Let's try something different. What have I got in here? Goodies in a bag. There's a pink thing in here. A tassel. Is it a tassel? Yes. No, I'm not going to use that at the moment. Well, that was a bit of work, but it gives you an idea of something you could put on there if you wanted to, if it's going to work for you. I thought about fixing up this patch here, but I just haven't got... I don't know if I've got enough time now at the moment. I'll put those on maybe, that one. I don't know. I'll think about that. Are they too over the top? You need some sort of pink thing there. And the bow didn't work, so I better put it back in here. I don't think the others were what I needed either, somehow. Okay. Well, actually, it could work on that patch. Because this sort of... No, this needs to be pink all over, doesn't it? Needs to be a pink bow. Why did I put that back in there? Button. I want this. What about the heart? Sonia, what about a little heart? There. No, I actually quite like this. I just got to make it smaller. That's what we've got to do. We've got to pull that down here a bit. So I want it to be... But then we didn't do it because of the side bit, did we? Yeah. Anyway, I best go because I'm going to have to get on with the next thing. I want you to... Anyway, have a try and see what you think about what you want to put on yours. I do have these little tiny buttons here and those that I could put on there. You know, but once you start doing some sort of decoration, it's going to have to be going all the way through it. So we'll see what happens. Where's my lid? Righto. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, so thank you everybody for watching, and I hope you've got some little ideas about how things work. This will look alright on there, because when you take it away, you're missing it, aren't you? So that doesn't look too bad, that. Yes, that doesn't look too bad at all. So you can put any sort of things into your work. It really doesn't matter. So thank you everybody for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Okay, bye-bye.